how it's done. Once again, he's having a great tournament, and he's from Silmar, California. He's a former Pan American Games champ, Ernesto Dominguez. Hopefully it'll get better as the day goes on.
Mike introducing Ernesto as Oscar. It's easy to do in the morning.
Both these players are on our poster. We still have posters up there if you'd like to take one. They're both BCA Hall of Famers. And first we have from Ackworth.
Well, here we go, everybody. Welcome to the Turning Stone Classic XXIV. I'm Upstate Al with AZB TV, and what a match we got here. Johnny Morra and Ernesto Dominguez. By the way, Johnny Morra will be playing in the Gotham City Billiards $11,000 added tournament. He paid his entry already. I verified it with Tony if it's all right if I collected some of the entries, and Tony said perfectly fine. So players are paying their entry fees early. If I become a little silent, don't mind me. I really got some graphics to upload to the machines. But I am here. I just have to grab a cup of Java. So if you hear silence, I hope you enjoy the match, as I'll leave this camera on so I can get prepared for the day.
At Turning Stone, plays out of Sticks and Stones in Abington, Massachusetts. Welcome Rourke Dixon and his opponent, former Alaska State 9-ball champ, multiple New York City Open 9-ball champ. He's a house pro at Amsterdam Billiards. Now from Astoria, Sean Morgan. Okay, players. Table number 5. We have from Royal Palm Beach, Florida. He's one of the top 10 players in the country. He's sponsored by Men's Cues and Kamui Products. He's always a fan favorite and regular here at Turning Stone. Always has a higher finish. Hunter Lombardo. And his opponent, another fan favorite here at Turning Stone. He's from Baybrook, New York. He's a former New England Open champ. He's played in countless tournaments and finished very high and won a lot of them. Earl Herring. Good luck. Okay, on 4 from Medway, Massachusetts, the owner and operator of the New England 9-ball series, we welcome Mark Dion, his opponent, one of the world's best players. I guess he's having some kind of an issue with your neck. I heard. He's better now. It's getting. Watch out. Getting better. So that's probably the only reason why he's on this one-loss side. But if you still have that one loss going for you, you can still win this tournament. Anyways, from Allentown, Pennsylvania, right here, one of the best players in the world. Right now, he travels everywhere. He wins everywhere. He's a 4-time world champ. He's a U.S. Open champ. Current world 8-ball champion right there. He's sponsored by Predator, Scratch and Cloth, Checkio, and Diamond Tables. Darren Appleton. Okay. Let's not forget our guys over here. A couple of our regular players on the tour. They play very, very well. I can tell you that. First from Guilford, New Hampshire. This gentleman was with us when we had our first tournament down here in 2000. One meeting one. He helped us out. I appreciate that. And he's been playing on a semi-regular basis down here with us. He's a lifelong 9-ball player, Bob Lewis. And his opponent, our current Josh Northeast 9-ball Tour Player of the Year. He accumulated the most points last season. He won a bunch of them. He wins a bunch of them every year. He's also a former Ocean State 9-ball champ. He's in the running to be on this year's Moscone Cup. I believe he should already be on there. He already earned it. He's from Watertown, Connecticut, Jeremy Saucy. Good luck. Table number 2 from Silmar, California. Former winner right here at Turning Stone 2009, Moscone Cup Team USA member. Recently had a second place finish at Beijing International Open, Oscar Dominguez. And his opponent, she's first time down here at Turning Stone. She's very impressive with her play. And she's currently the reigning Canadian women's 10-ball champ. This is Naomi Williams. Good luck. Okay, appearance table number 1 from San Diego. He's the guy that drove the truck down to bring the pool tables. You can thank this guy that we even got the tournament going on. And he's a pretty good pool player as well, Josh Ulrich. And his opponent, Jessen. Good luck. Everyone, please remember to turn the ringers off on your cell phones, and remember, if you want to take pictures, please do so without the flash, as it can be very distracting to the players. And remember, we're still selling tickets for these two custom engraved jazz tunes. They're $1,275 each. We're going to raffle them off. One of them is going to go tonight before the
Well, bring me up to date, everybody. What's the score here? I've been out in the promo world, so to say. Hey, Al, what's happening? See a few people out there tuning in. I think I laid down about 5:30 this morning. Just couldn't get off the floor. One second to find out the score. What's the score?
John Morra.
1-0, John, thanks. 1-0, John Morra. I'll get the scoreboard already. I guess I'll sit here. Hey, my man. We could use you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Right there. Just tap that microphone. Let me see what number it is. Okay, gotcha. Well, folks, what a surprise we got happening here. This man all the way from Canada, professional in his own right. Mr. Tino Barbareri. Did I pronounced it wrong, right?
No, you pronounced it just perfect.
Oh, thanks.
Too
Appreciate
kind.
it.
Professional in his own right. Oh, my God, what a greeting.
Well, I have
This is
to
perfect.
I have to definitely let you see who he is. That's the man right there in front of you, folks.
Hi, guys.
That's Tino. We
Nice to
do
meet you
appreciate
guys.
him coming down. It's 2-0, John Morra. The scores are right up in here.
Excellent.
You got a chat here in case you want to talk to some of the folks there.
sweet.
And that'll be your monitor. And every score for every table is right in front of you.
Oh, my God, you guys have the
We're-
number one setup over here.
We're
Oh, my
learning
God.
from you, brother.
Too kind. Oh, my God, I think we're learning from everybody else.
Yeah, I think
you know
we
what
are.
I mean?
Yeah,
So,
we sure are. Johnny Morra, 2-0. Wow, you know the 9-ball counts in this tournament.
yeah, I don't actually, I'm very outspoken as a commentator.
Sure,
and,
sure, go right
I'm
ahead.
very blunt in what
anytime
I say.
anytime you want to get it potty mouth, just hit that button over there and it'll be bleeped.
Okay.
Oh, that's not you. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I would.
Yeah, your personal opinion.
I would
absolutely.
definitely take it out. Oh yeah, 9 off the break. I would definitely take it out.
You know
No,
something?
it
A
doesn't
lot of
make
people
sense.
say the same thing.
It
And
doesn't make sense.
Mike Zuglin's been running this tour. I can't tell you how many years, and he's been running it basically the same way. Yeah, he changes some rules at the players' meeting.
Yeah.
You know, like now no more that rack for your partner, or if you came to an agreement, you can rack for yourself. Everything's out of the question. Your opponent racks for you. The loser racks, the winner breaks. So he changes the rules up, but it's been working. The 9-ball's been working.
Yeah, he modifies it to get the more participations maybe, or he modifies it to get the best player to win the tournament, or he modifies it to get the best game out of the game. You know what I mean? It's like he modifies
Yeah, I
it
see
to
your
get
point.
yeah, you know, because don't forget, this is a sport where everybody has an even chance to win the game. You know what I mean? So it's like saying if the 9 comes off the break is good. So let's say the guy gets lucky and makes nines off the break. Extreme situation. You know what
I'm
I mean?
taking him to the horse track. Go ahead. Yeah, I understand what
The
you're
guy
saying.
paid as much money as everybody else to be here, and he's making himself getting, the 9 off the break 9 times. You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense.
I understand it.
You know?
Yeah, but you know, like you said, it's an equally
And
it's
I'll
an equal
plus-
playing field.
Of course. And plus, I would do alternate break. You know what I mean? Like the guy runs a 9-pack on you. You don't have a chance to play. What is that? You know?
Well,
So-
I've been to so many tournaments, as you know, you too. There's so many different rules
Yeah.
that people play by. But I go back to the old way. If it's not broke, why fix it? You know, this tournament here, I can probably guarantee you, right after this ends, before the month ends, I probably guarantee it's sold out. and a waiting list.
It's always sold out. That's what impresses me. It's always sold out. And you know why it's sold out? Because of the venue, because the people stay in the players stay in the hotel, because it's so close. The food is nearby. The people are nice. The seating for the spectators.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
So the atmosphere and the venue.
Yeah.
That's why it's sold out.
And the Moscone points mean a lot.
And for now, like they just started adding them to Moscone points, if I'm not mistaken.
Mike Zuglin just signed the contract with Turning Stone, just to bring you guys up to date that we will be back here in the winter and we'll be back in the summer once again. So he's got another 50,000 coming, 25,000 for each tournament. But you know, you see a repetition here of the players coming.
Yeah.
Now before the Moscone points, Johnny, how many times Johnny won it, I forget. But the amateur players, I call them amateurs. They might be semi-pros, pros. I don't know. I don't know how to put that in a category. Are local players, whether they be from Maine all the way down to New York City. They come here with those rules in place.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I see your point.
Yeah.
And I have my own opinion too, but that's Mike Zuglin.
Yeah, no,
it works. Let it rock.
Ah, perfect. You know, I salute Mr. Zuglin for having this tournament for the past number of years. You know,
absolutely.
So it always seems to be working, like you say. But in my opinion, if we don't get the right kind of play, I don't think we're gonna get the right kind of sponsors to make the sport grow. You know, that's my opinion. You know, people have shot me in the foot for saying what I'm saying, but the fact that our game will never be a recognized world sport according to money and according to the quality of play, if we don't make it an even field for all the players, because all the pros can break and run tables. Everybody can do that. All the pros can do that. So why would you let one guy do it for 9 racks in the row? If a spectator comes here and wants to see a certain player play, and he's there and he's fan, he's a number one fan of this player, and he's sitting down in the seats,
right?
And he's watching player A play, and player A is his player, because he's been following. He's a number one fan, and he's sitting in the stands, and he's seeing player B break and run, break and run, break and run, break and run.
Now, to me, I'm excited when I see that.
Yes, I know.
But on the other hand, I'd like to see a close match.
There you go.
You know?
So if you're going to break and run, perfect. Like tennis, everybody has their own serve. So if you're going to break and run, perfect. You break, you run, nice. Okay, sit down, let the other guy do it. You know what I mean? So you have to
that's where the alternate break comes into place,
exactly.
and then everybody gets a chance at the table.
Exactly. So you give the spectators the best sport available, because you never want to see a number one player sit down for 9 games in a row.
Well, we do have those tournaments, though, with those rules in effect, too. And I think for it to grow even more is on the right track. Like, you know, Sam Vidal-Clement and Mark Vidal, how they get involved with the Billiards Education Foundation. I think the more it gets into schools, like overseas does, that's how I think it's going to get the recognition of probably the Olympics somewhere down the road.
Well,
because now you see scholarships and stuff, which are in place already. We do have scholarships.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
And I just want to...
When I say we, I mean you and I and the whole pool world.
Oh, yeah.
I don't separate Canada or any kind of state from anybody.
No. You can. It's got to be united. You know what I mean? So, yeah. And I just
want
to give a shout-out to Sylvain Grenier for opening up his academy in Three Rivers in Quebec.
Yes, we found that out yesterday.
Exactly. And I think it's the first pool academy in Canada. So I'm very proud to speak well for those people.
Sure.
And that's the avenue that I think it should take, and maybe copy a little bit how China's doing, and to make it an extracurricular activity also in school. Because not all kids in school like to play football. Not all kids like to play hockey. Not all kids like to play baseball. Some kids are more meticulous than others. More kids are more savvy and geometrically more inclined and more physically physics inclined.
I think this sport here takes a lot of physical toll on you, number one, and you have to be ready for it. You have to have stamina, so you got to work out.
There you go.
Besides that, now we get into what preparations you have. 14-year-old, 15-year-old, whatever the case may be. It's 3-1, folks. We're just shooting the breeze. Don't mind us. We hope you're enjoying the match. We'll take the scoreboard down.
We'll get back. We'll start commentating the game pretty shortly. And it's the first time I meet Mr. Al Leon, Mr. Upstate Al. It's the first time we meet each other. So we're just like politically shooting the breeze right now.
And I love it.
Yeah.
And folks do appreciate it. Going back to the schooling, what happens in this situation once it gets into school? I know when my kids were growing up, school is coming up, time to go shopping. You need a book bag, you need some markers, you need whatever, leaflets, whatever you need for your children. Well, now when they take this up as a sport, well, one of the things you need if you're going to take pool and billiard class is you're going to need a cue stick.
Yeah.
You're going to need a case.
Yeah.
You're going to need whatever else accessory you're going to need.
Yeah.
Well, now we stir up the economy within the billiard world. All those manufacturers, jump cues.
Of course.
You know.
Of course.
So I think it's a positive, a plus.
It is.
And
a
I
plus.
agree with you, man. That's the way I think it's going to grow.
Because I remember I was doing an interview with City TV, affiliated Sportsnet in Montreal, and they interviewed me and they asked for my opinion and this and that, and I go, pool is a very mental game. There's a lot of math involved, a lot of geometry involved, a lot of physics involved. There's other things other than the fact of being an all-around football player or hockey player, everything.
Yeah,
So
a lot.
not like I'm saying, not all kids take that avenue. There's a chess club. You know what I mean? If there's a chess club, you can have a pool club.
Oh yeah,
You know,
they have
so
they have a little thing with a birdie and you hit it. I forget what badminton is that what they call?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty good.
So
That's getting more publicity. Ping pong gets more publicity than pool.
exactly, and there's a reason why. There's a reason why because I talked about taking the gambling out of it. There's a stigma involved in pool worldwide that there's a lot of money exchanging. Money matches are fine in a certain way, but what a big name sponsor, like let's say, I'm not going to name any names, but what a big name sponsor want to put their name into a sport where the player can alter his skill level just to sandbag in tournaments?
Well, that's
Do you think companies want to promote that?
That's
You know what I
inevitable.
mean?
No, I don't think anybody wants to promote anything like that.
Exactly.
But you know what? You got golf players, and I'll tell you what, I met one of the top, well, last year or 2 years ago, he was a top golfer.
Yeah.
Or right now, he might be in the top 3.
Yeah.
I met his private pilot.
Okay.
And the way they gamble out on that golf course is unbelievable. Now, this is golf. We're talking about pool. So I understand that pool has the stigma and golf doesn't, but they've been doing this for years on golf courses, gambling. They've been doing it in basketball, football, they've been gambling. There's nothing you can do about that. I think the representation of what it's being represented now, the way the players are dressed, I think is a big part to get sponsorship on board. You don't want to see baggy pants with hats on sideways and toothpicks hanging out of your mouth when the guy's down shooting.
Yeah,
you really want to represent the sport the right way.
Yeah,
go to Europe.
Yeah, go to Europe, exactly.
They represent it the right way.
Yeah, my inspiration comes a lot from the European side. My inspiration of how the games should be promoted, I see a lot of the European side. They take the sport more professionally than the North American players.
Well, let me cut you short just for a second.
Yeah.
And they have major sponsors, believe me.
Of course.
Major sponsors.
And there's a reason for that, because the sport of billiards is actually the sport. It's not a game there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's not considered to be. And I'm not saying there's no gambling in Europe.
By the way, if you have a dog who eats a bad bone and he gets bad breath, you throw one of those. Me and Tina were doing those Listerine
I was giving you
strips.
Listerine because
the
I have coffee
Listerine
breath
strips,
this morning.
and you
so.
put it on. And you put it on a dog's tongue, and it's beautiful, man. They go nuts. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I see Europe has a different vision of the sport of billiards, and I think us North Americans, organizations and companies have a lot to learn about the European style.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
and it, like I say, in my eyes, it is a sport. You know, and as long as we stop calling this thing a game, sponsors are not going to be involved in promoting this if we don't take the sport seriously. That's just my opinion, you know. And
Well, I think we take it serious to a point, depending on location. Yeah, I think these big-time gambling matches that are going on are just no good. That's my opinion. Players like it that come in first, second, or third or so. But when you start paying $2,000 to enter a tournament, and whether you have a backer who's rich or not, and you don't cash in 10 tournaments, well, guess what? You're down 20,000.
Yeah.
If the player's shooting with his own cash, how can he afford that? I mean, let's say he snaps off a tournament for 10,000. Now he's playing for $2,000 entry. 5 tournaments later, you don't cash. Guess what? You're down 20K.
Exactly.
It's going to hurt, and sooner or later, it dwindles down to where the backers say, "Hey, man, like this is a waste of time."
Exactly.
The flight, the hotels, the entry fee, we're taking a beating for no reason. So I think that's hurting the game.
That's a direction that we're getting comments on the chat that the gambling is part of the sport. You know what I mean?
It's part of every sport.
It's part of every sport. But at a certain point, okay, if you take golf players are making millions, baseball players are making millions, hockey players are making millions.
Nike.
Why aren't pool players making millions? There's an issue. There's a reason for that. It's because, in my opinion, and I'm saying it's my opinion, and I'm not copycatting anybody else.
Right.
But my opinion is that players don't respect the sport that it should be, that it deserves. The players themselves, I don't find, respect the sport.
Well, a lot of them are real super professional all around the world.
But a lot of players will. How can I say this without insulting anybody? But
that's okay. Insult me. I've been insulted before.
Before I was talking about sandbagging.
Yeah.
Like a lot of players that will take any league you play, whether it be APA and Napa, TAP, Mike Siegel's new league.
Right.
Sandbagging is a disease, I find, and it will never amount to something great if sponsors notice that players will not move up in level and improve. Why do players don't improve? Because at the end of the line, there's no money to be made.
It's called larceny. Everybody has larceny in them. It's sad to say it, but everybody has larceny. If you and I are coming down the bracket and somebody has part of me in a player's auction, but I didn't buy all myself, I only bought a quarter.
Yeah.
And you have all yourself, what am I going to do? We're going to make a deal, and I'm going to let you go ahead and snap it off and become first place.
The word "make a deal"
I'll meet
sucks.
you down at Denny's.
Yeah, exactly.
It's larceny.
Exactly.
You can't. There's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can do about it. I'll tell you what. Greg Sullivan from Diamond Tables, the owner of Diamond Tables, along with Mark Griffin. His IQ is out there. His IQ is somewhere where we can't reach. I mean, this guy's like super intelligent.
I've heard Mark Griffin. I've never met him in person. I would love to.
Well, I'm talking about Greg Sullivan.
Yeah.
Mark Griffin's also a smart man.
Yeah.
But Greg Sullivan's IQ itself is way out there. And when you talk to him about a diamond mark, one of those diamond marks that are on the rail, the diamond marks, you might talk to him for 2 hours about that mark. He goes into full detail. So, same thing that we're talking about. Why isn't pool getting this attraction that we need? Lack of interest. We can't get somebody, a fan. Well, we do have fans here early in the morning, okay? But most of these fans are pool players.
And families and friends of pool players,
To get the general public interested in this is what we got to do. Well, how do you do that? Well, if my daughter or my son's playing, guess what? Grandpa's coming and his uncle's coming, and it goes down the line, and it works like that. Any sport that happens to be in schools gets more recognition, not off the top as soon as it starts, but as they become professionals. You think Serena Williams and her sister were raised on a farm from water in a corn farm and grown out of the ground? No way. They were trained. They went to school. They played it in school. They got sponsored. They got spotted by college spotters. And I think that's where we got to grow. That's where we got to go to grow. It's been years and years and years, and it just ain't happening.
When I started playing as a kid, I started playing pool when I was maybe like 16 years old. My first time I had a ball was 12, okay? And it was a little arcade near my house. And they served no alcohol, just an arcade, like maybe the 20, 25 pinball machines and 6 pool tables, right? And they had big tournaments there with Alain Martel and Claude Bernatchez and company, straight pool tournaments. Right. And I was like 15, 16 years old, just going there, sitting down, having a hot dog with a Pepsi, and just sitting down watching these guys play. And my parents didn't like the fact that I went there because it was a bum place.
Yeah.
Because pools, for some reason or not, it was associated with a bum mentality and a bum lifestyle.
You're
But
absolutely correct.
But if you can make money out of pool, like real good money, like sport money, like golf money or tennis money, it's not a bum sport anymore. It's not a
No.
bum sport
And if
anymore.
it's
So
Go ahead.
So sandbaggers.
Oh boy, me and Tino are going to chew it up
Oh,
all day.
my God.
I like this. We'll get out of here at 10 o'clock tonight.
For
Go ahead.
sure,
Go
for
ahead.
sure. I got my girlfriend's here with me, Hannah Kwan.
Yeah, bring her in, please.
I adore her so much, and she's like, if you spend more than 3 hours at Upstate, I'll kill you. So if players would make great money, I'm talking about the worst player in pool, the worst player in tennis, and the worst player in golf make how much a year?
Oh, forget it. It's astronomical.
Okay, it's peanuts.
Even if
for the
they're
worst
the worst,
player.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if the worst player in pool can make as much as the worst player in golf, there would be no sandbagging in the APA league. I guarantee. You know why? Because it's not worth sandbagging. Because the guy's going to work hard to become a 9 in the APA or whatever the leagues are, and he's going to work hard in order to make that ranking, in order to make that let's say $150,000 or $200,000 a year.
Right.
Sandbagging wouldn't exist no more.
Right. You want it to be top of your game
Exactly.
all the time.
Now sandbagging exists because if you go up in the leagues, there's nothing to win. So you'd
Okay.
rather sandbag and make what you can do instead of improving. And the more you improve, the less you're rewarded.
Now you go back to the education. Golf is in schools. We all know that.
Yeah.
If you take a child and you teach that child that this is the way you're going to walk to school. The school might be, let's say, to the left of his house when you come out, 25 feet away. But you raise that child to walk to the right and go all the way around the block and then go into the school.
Yeah.
The point is, if you raise them to be professionals from the time that they start playing this game, instead of bringing them to a pool room and learning the ins and outs that way. Now you have Ernesto Dominguez as your pool and billiards instructor in the school, and telling you he's staying away from all the stigma and just teaching you the professional part of it. And next year when you go back to school, you have John Morra, and he's only sticking to the professional part of it. Now you're raising someone to be like a golf champion, to play your best at all times and never mind anything else. Are they going to learn what goes on later on? Yeah. But you're raising them from the beginning to be a professional.
Yeah, from the grassroots. Obviously,
Yeah.
the players will make their choice if they want to gamble or not. But if you
Later
teach them
on in life.
exactly,
Yeah,
that's
sure.
it's their prerogative, whatever. But I agree with you, Al. You got to teach them from the ground up. You know what I mean? That's why the academy of Sylvain Grenier, God bless Sylvain Grenier, he'll be playing at 2:00.
We've seen him here on the stream, folks. We've seen him yesterday.
There you
He plays
go.
jam
So
up.
Sylvain Grenier, excellent player, and his academy. There's no alcohol involved in his academy. Families can go there. You pay a monthly membership. Kids are welcome, of course. And Sylvain Grenier is not a person that plays for money. Never has, never will, in my opinion. I may be wrong.
Right. No.
I don't think he does. I don't play for money. I don't see the value in playing for money. I'm a tournament guy. I wouldn't mind paying.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, I'm a tournament player, and I think there are two different people in this world in pool. There's gamblers and there's tournament players.
And then you have the other side of the coin where somebody says, oh, you're not a gambler. What do you got? A choke? You can't. You choke for the cash.
Exactly. But then it comes down to the
Yeah,
fact
that's
that
what
the backer will back the player,
Yeah.
$2,000 a tournament, and the player will play lights out. If the player plays with his own money, I don't think he'll play lights out.
You see, you got the same stigma that other people do.
Yeah.
And by using that and telling a player that, oh, you choke for the cash, that's peer pressure. So
It
now
is
you
peer
got
pressure.
this fresh flower that just grew
Yeah.
professionally,
Yeah.
and it's saying, what do you mean I can't play for money? Yeah, I can play for money. I'll show you.
Yes.
And there's nothing wrong with it. Don't
No.
get me wrong.
No,
There's
of course
nothing wrong
not.
with it. I think we all do it. But
And I think playing in tournaments, we do play for money because we're playing an entry fee. But
Yeah.
you have two chances to make something in that tournament. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
yes.
Money matches, you lose a match, you play another one. You lose that one, you play
Right.
another one. You can always play double up. But a tournament, you got to play correct on that day. You're putting your money out on that day. If you don't come out with the goods on that day, you got to wait 3 weeks or a month for another time to play
Right.
good on that day. Gambling, you can gamble any day you want.
right.
You know, if you have the money.
Maybe that's why it's more popular. I don't know.
You know, and
there's got to be a way out. I hope we got the score right, folks. We got the score 4-2 in favor of Johnny Morra.
Let's get back to the match, and
I think you go right ahead. I just want to check the score.
All right, perfect. All right, folks. So enough said about what's happening in the political world of pool. Right now, we're just gonna concentrate on the match, focus on Johnny Morra and Mr. Dominguez. Right now, Mr. Upstate Al went and see the score, and he'll be right with us in 3, 2.
Ooh, yeah, we are right. By golly, we're right. I got lucky for once in my career. 4-2 is correct, John Morra.
All right, so Johnny's got a nice little cut on the 4. Might come down 2 rails, maybe between the 9 and 7. That could be interesting. Decided to come a little bit of an angle.
He did. It's a pretty good shot right there, but you know, these diamond tables, you hit the points and those balls are not going to drop.
Yeah.
Now this isn't the easiest shot right here.
No, I think Ernesto's going to go rail first on this one. That could be interesting. Rail first, but if he decides to go rail first with a bit of right-hand English, he's got to make sure that he isn't scratched on his bottom left corner pocket here. Oh, okay, so he went ball first. That's interesting. Played that nice. That's a nice little angle for the 5 to come up for the 6. Probably played a 6 in the side or probably played a 6 in the corner. So he'll just float up between 9 and 7 there. That's it. I think he'll play for the 6 in the side. Well played. Very well played.
I had the chance to speak to Karen Cole, who's playing on the table behind us with Johnny Archer last night. And I said, hey, Karen, you look kind of rusty out there in that match. She said, didn't I? Because she stayed here practicing after her match last night. She played Dan Heydrich. No, she played Bucky Subanton.
Yeah.
And she stayed here practicing, and she said, I am kind of rusty. She said, but this table is fast. She says, the other tables don't play the same. You know, there's a big, huge air conditioning event up above us here.
Oh, that's what makes the thing. Okay,
it might be a little faster. I mean, who am I to second guess Karen Core?
Oh, of course not.
Yeah.
And Karen Core, God bless her, she came to Montreal to do an exhibition show a couple of years ago, and we had so much fun together. She's a
sweetie pie, isn't she?
True sport and a professional all around.
Absolutely.
Kudos to the way she brings out her demeanor in the game. Perfect. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, 4-3 now, folks. We're racing to 9. Upstate Al of AZB TV in the booth. Tino, go ahead, Barbieri.
The Barbieri, yes.
The Barber. I'm going to call him the Barber, but I like to pronounce his name.
Barbieri.
Barbieri. Yeah. So every once in a while, we'll hit him with the last name. I've been calling him, what did I call you?
Barberi?
Tino Barberi.
Tino Barberi.
That's what I've been calling you, Tino Barberi.
That's fine. That's fine. Oh, super break. Look at this.
A couple of you guys wanted to.
5 balls on the break, and he's got a nice.
Couple of you guys wanted to know who was in the booth. There's Gentleman
nice
Jim
to
right
see you
there.
guys with Mr. Upstate Al.
Yeah.
Upstate Al. I always wanted to ask you Upstate Al because you come from upstate New York.
Yeah, I'm right down the road.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. I could have. Yeah, I guess that one pretty easy. Yeah. See this? 5 balls on the break, and he's got a nice little angle here.
That's
on the 3
all,
to get
just
to the
5?
6. Yeah. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh my God.
He wants to throw up.
Oh yeah, he wants to throw up. Very well said.
Oh,
very uncharacteristic there of Ernesto. Oh, look at this shot. Oh, he almost fluked that one cross side there.
He can't believe it.
He cannot believe it. I gotta say that. Hello, Randall. Johnny Morra finished second in the previous Turning Stone, if I'm not mistaken, eh? Against Jason Shaw there.
No, it was. Oh yeah, it was Johnny. Was it Johnny or Mika?
No, it was John Morra.
Was it? I forget. I wasn't here.
Yeah, Johnny finished second in the last one.
I wasn't here.
Yeah, because I was. No, not the classic. No, yeah, the last one. You were here.
Yeah, I know it was Jason Shaw in 22 minutes. I don't know what happened after that. It's actually 22 minutes. We have it recorded.
No, 22 minutes is when he beat Mika Eminen.
Yeah.
That's the one.
I thought that was the final.
No.
Oh, it was John, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, John has 2 second-place finishes here.
That's it.
And his dad has 2 third-place finishes here.
Yeah. So the Morra clan representing it very well. Nice.
Absolutely. And they do represent the sport real well.
Oh yeah, for sure. I go up to Toronto a couple of times to go see some tournaments, and John's there. It takes the game very seriously. It's nice to see. It's nice to see the dedication from this guy, man. It's awesome. You know, he just came
Mr.
back
Cool.
from China, Mr. Smooth,
Mr.
Cool.
Smooth, yeah.
He just came back from the tournament
In China.
in China. That's the one. Yeah. So
A lot of traveling.
yeah.
He already paid his entry fee for Gotham City Billiard Club tournament
go.
coming up
There you
October
go.
17th through the 19th. I'll flash those graphics as we proceed through the
Oh
day.
yeah.
Down there in Gotham City Billiard Club. Isabella and Kevin Buckley, the owners, putting
Yeah.
up 11,000 hard cold cash.
And recently also John just came back from the Whirlpool Masters in
That's
England.
right.
Yeah.
The way and he placed there too. Where did he come in there? I forget.
Oh, I can't recall.
Anyway, he placed. I did watch. He did place.
So Johnny here comes up dry. Now hopefully Ernesto can make up for that awful position play on that 6 to actually run out. He's not an easy shot here. The 1 doesn't go past the pocket, obviously, with the 7 and the 8. He's got a chance to maybe cut in the side, which he will. Cue ball is going to float 2 rails direction of the 4, but they got to see how direction of the 4. Got a nice little kiss on the 5, come out 2 rails, and
Needs a little roll
got
here.
a little lucky there with the position on the 2 on the side. So he came out smelling like roses on this one. Nice. So everything's out in the open. Just got to maintain focus. If you can play a center table position with a cue ball on every shot, would be interesting. But right now he'll probably play the 3, probably the 4 in the bottom left. I decided to draw back and play 4 on the side, make it play more safe. Gives me an easier shot to pick on to play on the 5 and 6.
Classic de Billards. Is that? Am I pronouncing that right? Classic de Billards.
The Classic de Billard is Appalache. That's the one
Appalache.
that we invited you to watch the stream there a couple of years ago.
Yes,
That's
you
the
did.
one, yeah.
I think you guys are doing a great job
Oh,
out there.
thank you
man,
very
let me
much.
tell
I
you.
appreciate it. Likewise for
Is there another
yourself.
one coming up? Thank you.
Yeah, there's one every year.
Okay.
There's one every year.
Very good.
So the next one will be in the month of May. Dates to be confirmed. So that's in collaboration with eventtime.ca promotion.
Now, a lot of the people that are out there watching right now,
Yep.
what's the best way that they can follow you or follow some website or something like that where they can actually keep updated when that big tournament comes up there? Because I'll tell you what, guys, you don't want to miss it. Believe me, if you never
Yeah,
saw
we
it.
had the Thorsten Holman win the last tournament when he came up
Yes,
there. So
yes.
we had Thorsten Holman up there. Jason Shaw missed it this year, but he came last year. Mike DeShane.
Johnny was up there,
Yeah,
right?
Archer's the spokesperson for the
Yeah,
tournament.
yeah.
So the guys, it's eventtime.ca.
Event?
Time, 1T. Eventtime, 1T.ca. Oh, Ernesto.
Eventtime.ca.
Yeah,
folks.
eventtime.ca. You can check that out. Or you can also check out billiardquebec.com, billiardquebec.com. Those are one of the 2 main sites.
Event what?
Event.ca. I was going to check out the site right now.
No, I'm just going
Event
to put
time. Yeah.
Event time.
Yeah, event. IME.
1T.
There you go.
.ca. I'm just going to put it out there for the folks so
There
they
you
can
go.
check it out.
Go check
you
it
might
out.
want to click follow because if you've never seen that tournament, what an excellent job Tino and the boys do up there.
Thank you very much, Al. I learned a lot from you. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
You're too kind. I'm going to start using that Canadian term. You're too kind.
You're too kind. Are you serious?
Yeah, you start using that one.
No, I've been doing commentary. I've been playing pool for the past close to about 25 years. I'm ranked semi-pro in Quebec. Never quite had that professional status because of work and everything, you know. 'Cause
Sure.
we got to make a living, and I've been fascinated
You mean to
with
tell me you
commentary.
have to work?
I have to work.
Where are your priorities? You're supposed to play pool.
If work gets in the way, just quit it and play pool. That's what everybody says. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah, right.
I see where it's going. I see where it's going.
Well, it has to get to a level where you can actually make money at this, where you
No,
can
mate.
actually have Social Security, where
Exactly.
you can
There
actually
you
have
go.
health benefits.
There you go. So
I
I'm
mean, a
I'm
lot of
working,
these players don't have it.
Exactly, and I'm working in order to play pool, and I'm working in order to bring you guys the best commentary I can give you guys.
Oh, you
know?
do an excellent job.
So,
Excellent.
you know.
Trust me, get that link up there and copy it and put it in one of your favorites.
Too kind, Cosmo. Cosmo with the kind words.
That is Marty Herman out of
nice.
Boston.
Yes, Marty Herman. Yeah,
Yes.
Marty Herman. We chatted a few times. He knows Ale Martel and all the big boys.
You
in
chatted
Quebec.
with Marty Herman? I would never invite him into the booth if he did that. Good morning, Ron Mason. I'm only joking, Cosmo. You know that.
Good morning, guys. All right, 10:40 a.m. We got the 10 o'clock matches right now underway, and right now the score is 6-3 for Johnny Morra. Could have been a closer match. Ernesto with a 5 ball on the break failed to run out.
Scary.
And then missed
Scary.
that 9 before, so things could have been a lot closer than what it is right now. Now Ernesto, third time to make something happen.
You
Nice
know,
little cut shot on the side. Nice position, plan the 3. I like that shot. Very
there
nice.
was a lot of reverse
Very
to
nice.
keep
Yeah,
the cue
yeah.
ball on
A
that
lot of
side of the
reverse spin,
table.
yeah.
You know, I had a chance to talk to Ernesto a couple of Turning Stones ago, and I'm real concerned about audience participation in here. I'd love to see this place really start to fill up.
What's in your opinion, how come there's not many spectators here? You know what I mean?
I think location, I think publicizing. I mean,
The
I
marketing
know I
behind it?
publicize the heck out of as much as I can, but I can only reach out to so many. Now, we had the local news crews here, you know, and reporters doing a write-up.
Yeah.
But I think major sports channels have to have that little ticker tape that goes across the bottom of ESPN and says, well, these are the scores for the NFL. Well, this is what's happening in pool and billiards. You got a tournament at the Turning Stone. You got a tournament in Quebec. You got a tournament here. These are all
Yeah.
major tournaments or
Yeah.
small tournaments. But I called ESPN, and they said, well, you got to get in touch with your local reporters, your local news stations, your
And
local
they're
paper.
right. They're right. It starts off with the locals, and then the locals come up to the nationals, and the national can. You know what I mean? So it's got to.
So
The local newspaper has to sell the crap out of the sport in order for the big boys to get interest. That's what I'm saying.
ESPN is rude, very rude. They said, and then if it becomes popular, then we'll pick it up. You know,
That's so hypocritical.
just leave me on the side of the road with
That's
no gas.
hypocritical.
That's all.
You're there to promote the sport. You know,
Yeah.
you want to wait till it becomes big, then you can take credit for actually something you didn't do
And own you.
and own you.
And own you.
No. That's
Yeah.
that's BS. And I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
it sure is.
Yeah.
I bet you if you walked in there with a suitcase full of
money.
cheese.
Oh, that's it. All comes down to the money.
Yeah.
It all comes down to the money.
In any case, 64, Ernesto Dominguez still trailing by 2. Don't ever count them out. Like
Oh,
Tina was
yeah.
saying, if you guys just tuned in right now, the rack prior to this, Ernesto broke and made 5 balls. I wasn't looking, but Tina was paying attention. I'm glad he's here because he's flying the ship right now.
Yeah, this could have been a 6-4 lead for it could have been a 6-6 game actually.
And Ernesto pocketed the next ball in rotation and wound up marrying up against the 9 and saving
Yeah.
himself. And,
Oh yeah.
he didn't make the kick, and John Morra got out. But that's the score right there, and it looks like we got a player's timeout.
Yeah.
So we're just going to put this little graphic up there and let everybody know that it's a player's timeout. We'll be right back at you.
All right.
But we can shoot the breeze.
Oh, for sure. I
'cause
just
we
wanna-
don't see each other in 10 years yet.
Yeah, I promised the boys from Quebec I would promote their new Falcon Tour coming
Absolutely.
up. Falcon
Absolutely.
Falcon Tour will be coming up this September. There's going to be 10 stops in the province of Quebec. One final stop in St. Hyacinthe in Quebec, and the boys are actually trying to get Thorsten Holman and Johnny Archer and the big boys to come down for a big finale. So Falcon Tour, very, very proud that the boys from the Quebec are actually making something with Falcon Tour. Falcon Tour, you know, the Joss Tour, the Mez Tour, the Predator Tour.
Yeah.
Falcon used to be a Canadian brand, and now they're just making them in China. And Falcon used to have their head office in Mississauga, in Canada. And right now, Falcon has been, it was the cue to play with back in the day. You know, Nick Varner was sponsored by Falcon. So Falcon is very proud
To step up to the plate.
Step up to the plate.
They want to get publicity. They want it out there.
So
Sure.
I'm very happy that Falcon got into the game, and
Nice deal.
I'm very happy that the boys in Quebec really took control of the situation and said, "Hey, we'll do what the Jaws does. We'll do what the Mez does. We'll do what the Predator does." So if everybody does something for Q Sports, hey, this is good. I'm a big believer in 1%.
Good.
If everybody does 1%,
1%er, sure.
you know, so
Absolutely.
if everybody
That's what
does
I
one-
say.
Yeah.
You know, people get a kick out of it. They tease me. You know, people share my post, and I'm not only talking about myself, but this is on the example that I have. They share my post, and I thank them for sharing. I try to thank
Yeah.
as many people as I can. Sometimes it's impossible. I don't know how many hundreds are in there right now.
Yeah.
I got up to sleep at about 5:30 this morning, so I was kind of tired and I fell out. But that 1% makes a difference.
Yeah.
If just another person would share the information that Falcon is going to have a stop in Corner Bank at Jimmy White's place coming up.
You know,
And then somebody shared it and let their friends know, and so on and so forth.
And just let you know, Alain Perron and
way to
Danny
grow.
Hewitt, they're the owners of the Falcon Tour. They're the guys
cool.
that had the concept.
I like
of the
Danny.
Falcon
In
Tour.
fact, I like Alain too.
Danny Hewitt and Alain Perron are very, very good for the sport. We'll get back to the action. So Ernesto made a ball on the break. Unfortunately, does not have a good shot on the one. Might be able to. He's got to play a safety here. What kind of safety do you see all over here?
I'm trying to stay away from Eddie Cohen, this guy with the hat. Good morning, Eddie. How are you? What kind of safety do I see
what
here?
kind of safety do you see here?
Well, he can bank this ball if he wants to. Just bank it in a direction and put it behind the 9 ball, and just try to leave the rock up on the top.
He'll
Looks
probably
like he's
do
going to
that
drag it. He's going to drag it behind the 4.
Yeah.
Leave it right there.
He played your shot, but failed to draw it because he probably gave Johnny a shot here on the 1. I like that shot a lot, but he could have just cut that one a little bit to the right, so he can actually float the cube up beyond the 4. That was a good. Was a good shot there. Good idea for a shot there.
I have an imagination every once in a while.
Oh, your imagination is
like colors in it and stuff. It's like a flash from the 60s.
Yeah, so Johnny has a tough shot on the position-wise. The one's not that hard, but just the position. Oh, he tried to kill it with inside.
Kill it with inside. What happens is when you put that much English on the cue ball, folks, is the cue ball veers off.
Yeah.
You got to compensate for the speed and the length of what you're hitting that shot at.
And the further you are, the more difficult it is to calculate the deflection there, for sure.
The best person I ever see hit a shot with severe English from that distance is Efren Reyes.
Oh, yeah.
How he compensates for that spin is incredible.
So Ernesto wanted to duck that 1 ball behind the 3, but slightly brushed the 3, giving Johnny an opportunity and the right angle to actually go to the side rail for the 2. Problem here would be the 3 on the side. So if he gets up straight on the 2, which will be good, so he'll probably play slow rail. Overcut that.
Well, you know, that's 2 errors in 1 game.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen very often.
And right now we see it get a table in front. Karen Core racking the balls for the Scorpion.
Look at this. This is a hard shot, Mr. Ernesto.
Yeah, he'll probably go 2 rails.
Back and forth.
Yeah, back and
and
forth.
left-handed, never that.
Oh, yeah. Watch, don't get hampered up to 7. Don't get hampered above the 7. He's a little
If
bit...
he shoots it left, he'll be okay.
Yeah, he'll be right. He'll be all right.
What's the score there on Karen and Johnny?
I'm looking at the. I'm looking at your screen right now, trying to find. It's 4-3 for the Scorpion.
You know, Karen's gave Johnny a hard time numerous times here at the Turning Stone. I mean, she gives anybody a hard time. If she's on her game, you don't have to win or like it.
I just want to take an opportunity to say bonjour. You don't mind if I speak to a little bit of French?
You could speak French, English, Chinese. Tino is fluent in
French,
17 different languages.
No, 16 actually.
16. Go right ahead.
Yeah, fluent in Italian, French, and English. Juste dire un petit bonjour à nos amis à Québec. Donc, comme vous savez, les joueurs ici québécois représentent très, très, très bien la province. Donc, on a des matchs à suivre à midi et à 2 heures. Donc, je vais essayer de voir si on peut mettre un match live d'un joueur québécois sur notre live. J'aimerais dire bonjour à Bière Québec qui nous diffuse aussi en direct de Montréal. Donc, à Guy Simard et Luc Paquette et Pascal Guimont aussi qui a fait un excellent travail hier soir. Donc, juste un petit bonjour et comme je vous dis, je vais essayer de voir si je peux commenter un des matchs live pour vous autres après. So that's it. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Oh, sure, anytime.
Yeah.
Step right up.
Oh,
you got the green light anytime.
Look at this little mistake here.
Oh, that's a little big mistake right there.
Oh, this could be the wings that Ernesto was looking for.
6-5 and him breaking. It's a win-a-break format. This is a pretty big game for Ernesto to get out, and he knows it.
Well, forget Johnny missed the 1 and missed this ball right now. So Ernesto has no choice but to capitalize on the mistakes right now by Morra.
Right. And you know, since Ernesto was up there shooting, we got to really give him kudos. Oh, he missed the ball. Terrible. Jammed and came right out.
Look at this.
So there's too many errors. There was a lot of freaky things going on in this table. Mike DeShane was playing, and he He lost to Luke.
Oh, wow.
Not that Luke can't beat him at any given time. It's just the mistakes they were making on this table.
Yeah, I missed that match Thursday night. That Thursday night match.
Yeah, it was one of the first matches on the first day. Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously Johnny didn't miss that 4.
But getting back to Ernesto, him and Oscar and Desiree doing a great job out there on the West Coast with the Mez Tour. Unbelievable. Make sure to check them out. I mean, they're really bringing pool out there to the West Coast. They got stops working. I believe it was stop. Don't quote me. I think it was stop number 7.
Okay.
Was the last one that I watched. But the Mez Tour, if you're out on the West Coast, look up the Mez Tour.
He's going to probably go force follow. Higher, it's a bit of English on the left-hand side. Go
2 rails out and shoot
2
the 9
rails
in the
center
bottom
table.
right.
There you
That's
go.
all. Nice shot.
Yeah, perfect.
Most of our chatters know the shots, but I know we do have amateurs out there. We actually have youngsters out there too, watching with their parents or whatever the case may be. We just want to bring you guys up to date, and I can't let the cat out of the bag yet, but approximately 9 days from now, you want to make sure that you get on AZ Billiards and check the front page. There's going to be some really big things happening, and you're going to want to be in it on the bottom floor.
What's going on? Tell me.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you right away. I will tell you, though. I will tell you. Curiosity kills the cat.
For sure.
And you know something? I don't mean to do it, but it's so exciting that, and I will post about it. And a lot of folks know. I'll get press releases and put it out there. But make sure to check with azbilliards.com.
I will be the first one to check it out. That's for sure. Yeah.
24 hours a day, I'm up. I'm telling you.
So Johnny Morra got lucky there with that win. A couple of misses on both sides. So Johnny came up with that victory. Could have been 6-5, but no. John said it's going to be 7-4 for me.
Question in the chat is, do the players get a free room or discount on the room? Yes, the regular room rate here is like $369 a night in a tower. If you stay in a regular hotel, it's like $300 a night, which is actually in the casino. When you're a player on the tour and you have your entry paid, you pay $119.
There you go. Yeah. And it's very convenient. I can tell you that much right now. Yeah.
Any player that's actually on the post, I don't have the featured poster in front of me, but I've been posting it all over the internet. Any featured player that's on the poster actually has free room while they're here.
Oh, wow. Wow, I got to work my ass off to get on the featured poster then, eh?
Then you got to get in there and work it. That's something to go for.
I think I was talking to my girlfriend before, to Hannah Kwan, and I'm like, I think I'll play the next one. I haven't played.
Nice tournament.
I haven't played on any Joss events. I haven't played in any big tournaments in quite some time right now, and I kind of miss it. You know what I mean? I kind of miss playing. I miss the competition. I miss the camaraderie between the players. I miss the interaction. I miss the knowledge, talking with other players and learning stuff. You know what I mean? I miss that.
Yeah.
And the reason why I do commentary, that's one reason why I do commentary. I do commentary to teach the average Joe, the average Joanne,
right,
what the intricacies of pool is. We try to bring you guys the finesse in this game. How come that player play with the bottom right spin? How come he played it with top spin?
Right.
How come he always gets good position? Well, there's a reason for that. And I think my internal job, with a passion, is to teach people. Sometimes I give pool lessons, and it's to teach also the viewers what great pool is.
Right. Well, there's a lot of viewers out there that just maybe people that just picked up the cue yesterday.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Because they've seen the tournament online. And the reason you see that cue ball with a lot of red dots, we call it the measle ball.
The measle ball, yeah.
Is due to that fact where a lot of people that do watch it on television do not know with a pure white cue ball what direction it's spinning in. So they come up with this measle ball, and you can actually watch those red dots and watch the kind of English that's put on it.
That's exactly what John did right now, actually, yeah. Yeah. So right there, you just play with the bottom left, maybe 7 o'clock on the cue ball there, just to draw back with a bit of spin. Not too much, because he wants that angle on that 8 to get back to the 9. Now, obviously, if he was going to be straight on the 8, it wouldn't have been the bigger problem. But you always need a little angle, because if you have no angle, the only direction you can go is front or back.
Well, he wasn't straight on the 8, but he's straight on the 9.
Nine.
And right now he's on the hill too.
Oh, yeah.
So he's been on a couple of things here.
Yeah. So
Johnny Morra.
So this game is easy if you know how to play the angles. I can tell you that much right now, Al.
Yeah, it's all about angles.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to be straight on shots unless you really have to. You're in a strategic area where there's a cluster of balls, and you got to get between two balls, and you got to be straight.
Yeah.
You know, straight shots come up a lot in straight pool.
Yeah, exactly.
When they're breaking up the stack.
And there's certain games that we can play that you don't need that much English on the cue ball. You don't need to maneuver it that much. When you're playing straight pool, the rack is obviously in one location, so you don't need to actually play with a lot of English. Nudge, bump, nudge, bump, nudge, bump. So you can play most of the balls with center ball position, high, low, draw a little bit, right?
Sure.
But when you're playing 9-ball and you need to get position on that specific ball, you need to know how to work the rails. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, yeah, so it's different.
Three-cushion billiards comes in handy for that, by the way.
Yeah, three-cushion billiards is a game that I enjoy playing. First time I played that game, I was in Lyon, France in 1998.
I love it.
I was working there, and I ended up going to the Lyon Billiard Academy in France. And that was an amazing place.
Was it?
Oh, my God. It's the perfect academy because there's no music, no alcohol, snack bar, and that's it. And
Well,
you play,
that's nice.
and you pay a membership fee per month. You know,
How do they stay in business? Gee whiz, snack bar.
and
That's
they
tough.
give pool lessons.
Okay.
So
All right. There was a place that you guys had that billiards, Quebec Appalachian or whatever. I forget. I'm not making fun of it. I just can't pronounce it.
no, that's fine.
It was like enormous. The ceilings must have been 50 feet, 60 feet high. It was like you were sitting way up in the corner like this.
Yeah.
In a booth like this in the
That
corner.
was in a college. That was at the
Oh, was it
Thetford
a
Mines
college?
College.
I was like, wow, what a great place here.
Yeah. They had that venue. That was last year, 2014.
Was it last year?
Yeah, it was in 2014. They had
Unbelievable.
the classic Appalache in Thetford Mines. It was their 5th edition last year, and they decided to do it in the college. So they used the gymnasium. The gymnasium was used for the amateur players from B level to AAA or semi-pro level. And then you had another conference room that could fit 8 tables, and you had the pros there. So you paid $10, or I think it was $20 for the weekend, and you can watch the pros play.
Yeah,
so
it was
they had
beautiful.
Two,
It was
two
beautiful.
different venues in the college. It was nice. It was
It
very
was
well set up.
unbelievable,
Yeah.
guys, really.
And that was the one I invited you to give me commentary on the. remember that one?
Yes,
Yeah.
eventtime.ca.
Eventtime.ca, yeah.
Eventtime.ca.
Check it out.
1 T.
Yeah.
Make sure to follow him.
And I
Yeah.
think we're going to follow John here to the road of victory, I guess. Eh?
Yeah, he's going to be standing on the podium, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was a nice.
I spoke to Johnny. Where was I last when I seen John? I forget where I was last when I seen John. I've been all so many places. And Johnny says, he says, I've been coming in second place in the Turning Stone 2 times. I'm due for a win. I said, yeah, John, you're due for a win. You might be looking at the next Turning Stone champion right now.
Oh, yeah. And great players here this weekend. Johnny's in the house. Justin Berman also is here. Morra's here. Van Boning. And there you go.
And there it
victory.
is.
Mr. John Morra over Mr.
Folks,
Ernesto.
I'm sorry about leaving that scoreboard up there that long. We got into talking and chatting about pool, but you have it right there. We got Tino. 1 second, we'll get right back to Tino. 9-4, Johnny Morra. I just want to end this recording. Just give us a second here. And we'll go back live in 2 and 2.